Right, Celtic are back in Europa League action this Thursday. It's match day 5. French Cup winners Rennes are the visitors to Celtic Park. Is it an important game?
Massively important. Massively important. Yeah, we've qualified. Fantastic. It's new ground for us.
That's crazy.
Never done it before after 4 games. But I think we'd have a go at Lenny for it. But I think you'd be disappointed if we didn't top the group now.
Yeah.
Just where we've started now, we've looked like the dominant team in the group. And we've got fixtures coming up now. Rennes at home and Cluj away. It's a massive chance to keep that going. But particularly Rennes at home. If we beat Rennes at home, then as long as Cluj don't win in Lazio, I think it might be we'll top the group. Is that right?
Possibly,
something like that.
I think maybe if they get a draw, it's maybe still alive a little bit, but the fact I think we get a 2-0 win against Cluj would mean the head-to-head would be in our favour. But I agree. I mean, I think it's a big opportunity. I've seen a lot of people looking at this and going, "Oh no, we're away at Ross County. That's a tough game, tough place to go on Sunday. So we should maybe rest a few players. Give the likes of Griffiths a run out on Thursday night." And I wouldn't be totally against that, but I think equally, win this game. The fact Cluj have got probably the toughest game in the group, even though the group is the way it is. Lazio away, you wouldn't expect them to get anything, I don't think, from that. I think Lazio will win that one. So that would mean that a win over Rennes, who we understand are going to play a second string team themselves because they've got a big game at the weekend, surely that sets us up. Go and win the game and then leave Edouard and El Yunusi and everyone else on home when you go to Romania.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against that. I know the Rennes manager said that he might play a second string, but my God, the pressure on him's cranked up since then. They lost to Dijon at the weekend.
Mustard.
Aye. They lost to them at the weekend. They're 12th in France in the Ligue 1. I think they've won something like 2 in 11 games. They don't have the luxury to go to Parkhead and say, well, we'll just play a second string and lose this one. I don't think, if their environment's anything like ours, I don't think they'll have any eyes on trying to drop more points. My goodness, a win for them at Celtic Park would be a huge confidence booster for their club. So be wary of that. I think we've got to take this game seriously. I'm not for playing the likes of Morgan and players like that during this. You can play these players against Ross County, by the way. There's nothing to suggest that playing Griffiths, Rogic, Sinclair, whoever against County, that should result in a win as well. So I don't see why we should be holding players back because we've got this game in Dingwall. This is new ground. This could be historical for the club.
You made a great point, I think, a couple of weeks ago when you said that, it's the reputation of the club, it's the coefficient of the club as well. There's money at stake. Top in the group, rather than just, as I say, the reputation, there's actual logistical benefits for the knockout round. Chances are we're not going to get a top team if we top our group.
The reputation thing for me, when football supporters around Europe watching a club in the Europa League look at the Europa League scores, they're not going to say, well, Celtic beat Rennes, but then again they've got Ross County on Sunday. You know what I mean? I think for your own reputation, it's good to win these games. I think it builds up the prestige of the club. Good for the coefficient, which by the way is important.
Yeah, a victory against Rennes could end up meaning we play a qualifier less in a couple of years.
Exactly, absolutely. So, no, I think if we were to lose to Rennes, I think there'd be a few frustrated supporters like that, because this is a glorious opportunity, and Celtic have to take this seriously on Thursday night for me.
Talking of frustrated supporters, I've got a wee concern about Thursday night. I was looking at the bookies odds ahead of the game. We're 4-7 on to beat the French Cup winners, and I know they've got 1 point, we've got 10 for the group. It's crazy to say it, but they are still a half decent team. We were the better team, I thought, in Brittany in the first game, but they still showed that they have a bit of quality. I hope that everyone's not just turning up expecting a 3-0 Celtic win, because it's not going to be 3-0 Celtic, I don't think. I think it's going to be a tough match because they're a good side.
Seldom do we blow teams away in Europe.
I think Benfica was probably the last obvious one about 10 years ago.
Anderlecht away from home, not just stunning result, but you're 100% spot on. This is a team of good pedigree in France. A bad run of form, but they have good players at face value anyway. So we are not in a position where we can just turn up and say, it's only Rennes. Cause we were singing a different song before the first match day.
We're looking at Rennes as probably being one of the top teams in the group.
Exactly, and how often do you see, not just Celtic, but other teams getting stung in Europe, thinking they're just going to wipe a team away. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Rennes, they still have the likes of Mbanyang, Benjamin Beauregard. They have some really, really good handy players.
Cavaringa's an obvious one as well.
Absolutely, aye. So, whether these guys play is a different question. But again, I see no reason why Rennes won't have a go at Celtic Park. Got nothing to lose. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be an intriguing game. And if Celtic win 1-0, I'll be absolutely delighted.
So will I, definitely. Prediction?
3-0.
After all
no,
that.
I'll go for 2-1, and I think we'll go 2-0 ahead, and then I think they'll nick one.
I'll go for the same score as the last time we played them at home, which was
3-1.
3-1.
Stokes, Hooper.
Stokes scored a double. I think Rennes scored after about 40 seconds or something. So
I
wouldn't be against that scenario happening again and us winning 3-1. So hopefully Celtic can do the business, and who knows, the next time we're speaking to you next week, we could already have topped our group.
Who's your goal scorers?
We're
going to do it, go the whole way.
Edouard will score a double, and I think Julian will score again. I think it'll be an all-French trio, because that's the only folk that seem to score for us in Europe now, are Frenchmen. So, anyway, thank you again, David, and thank you for watching. We'll be back later on in the week and next week with more content.